What's up, all? I thought I'd take the time to do another video editing video. It's been a while since I did the last one. That was the 9 Lives of Seppiks Prime video. Why I decided to do it on that video, I really don't know. That was really kind of crazy to even try it on that video since I didn't know what the hell I was doing at the time. Meaning that it was so completely out of left field, me doing that video compared to everything else I'd been doing at the time, that it is what it is. It's bad because if you were to take those same assets that I had on that video and try to make that video following the steps that I said that I took, you'd end up with a video that did not work. I actually had to do more editing after the third round of that video, so that's why I want to come back and do another one of these and kind of show off, you know, where I was to where I am now. I do things a little bit different, possibly a little bit better. I'm still very much an amateur at doing this. You know, everything is self-taught, learned off YouTube and other places like that. But I feel like I've come a bit further. My videos seem to have better quality than they did before. So, today we're going to do another Call of Duty video. I've been throwing out a bunch of those lately, as you guys have seen. These are all back from basically the start of the game coming out, November or whatever of last year. It's 4/23/2016, the date that I'm making this video. So here we have Sony Vegas Pro. This is what I use for video editing. We'll pretend to start up a new one, despite the fact this is actually a clear thing. This is my normal setup, custom 1080, 60 frames per second. Every single one of mine starts off as this. This may not necessarily be what the videos are, but this is what the template is that I use it every time. Non-progressive scan is about the only thing that I think takes any notice. The rest of the stuff is generally pretty much exactly the way it is. All stuff that you wouldn't affect. The rest of these I've never actually taken the time to mess with. So far they don't seem to have an effect. I'm sure at some point as I continue to learn I may come back in here and change some stuff, but for the time being, at this point, this is what I use. So we hit OK and start a new one. Like I said, we're gonna do some Call of Duty videos. So we're gonna find our original media. I've got an entire folder dedicated to recordings. Whenever I stream, whenever I record something, just like now. As a matter of fact, if we come down, we can probably find it. This is this video right here. You can see that I don't really change the names very often. The names don't mean anything. It's all about the dates and what the videos have in them. So I just change it every now and again to once in a blue moon I have like something special. I don't know. But anyway, like I'm sure this was the first time I had the Elgato, so I went, alright, well, let's throw that out. You know, that's what that is. It kind of spreads things out a little bit. I know the videos that I have in here that I'm going to go to. In this case, it's going to be Fallout 2, which is not Fallout. This one is. This one is not. Normally, I wouldn't necessarily know what I'm getting into for a video. I'd have to go through them, watch them for a little bit. This is why you should name every time you're doing a new recording on OBS. Gryphon's a jackass. It is what it is. We're just going to go with this, okay? So, we're going to hit number 2. Open this up. I think I opened this up actually a little while ago. So normally there would be a whole bar down here as it got all the information for the audio. For the audio, meaning this bar right here. It normally would have to read this out. So yeah, I did just open this not that long ago as I was testing some stuff out. So the first thing I'm going to do before I actually start even watching this video to see what I want to edit, I want to get my other assets that I normally bring in. We're going to hit up here, and this is like all the folders that I've got. You see a bunch of these say temp, but a lot of them are just plain audio dumps, pic dumps, special renders, special recordings, or stuff like the Mad Max stuff, the artsy-fartsy stuff that I made, so I have everything in one place, because a lot of those end up with a bunch of stuff. My renders, my recordings, yada yada. But a lot of things that I come in here. There's the final logo for my outro. You see that pretty much every single time. There's usually a little video in this alpha-tized area right here. The other thing that I will bring in is this one right here. Yes, that was originally made during the beta, which is how it says beta. That's my intro, that's my outro. So we'll open these up. We'll go ahead and make some... Actually, hang on. Let's keep doing this for a second. we'll go over to the audio. We've got my audio. These are all... I don't know what these two are. These are all recorded by me, changed up in Audacity. So if we play any given one of these, usually this is the
Boom! Headshot!
That is my voice. Yes, boom, headshot. That is me making that sound, boom, headshot. And then modifying it in Audacity, making it a little bit lower, getting the reverb into it, yada yada. It's got those, what is it? Unreal Tournament sound effects or other games, but I think that's the one that like everybody would most recognize. Boom, headshot, you've heard a bunch of times. Double kill, triple kill. First blood we've heard a couple of times. We've got decimated and massacre, which decimated I generally use for 4 kills in a row, and then massacre is everything after that. When I start a new video like this, I only bring in up to triple kill, because a lot of times I just don't seem to get 4 kills rapid fire in a row and get one of those. So, you know, that's unnecessary unless I'm getting kill streaks or something that's getting something in there. Humiliated is when I play gun game, which I haven't done in a long time now. Anytime you got knifed, humiliated, obviously. Dumbass, outplayed, owned, wrecked, suck it, noob. Those are just, you know, asshole comments for when crazy things happen. It's been a while since I've used any of those too, but you never know. At one point I may end up bringing one in regularly or randomly. And then Dear God is Dear God, it won't stop looking at me. Basically the only 2 places this even gets used now is the 9 Lives of Seppiks Prime video, and then as my getting hosted sound effect when I'm streaming on Twitch. So let's open those up. That gets those all in here, and I got all those assets opened up. So we can get a video tracking gear, get an audio track in here. I can move this guy down. I will get another audio track in here. This one is naturally going to be dropped down by just a little bit. Just a little bit. Good enough. 2.6. That's generally about where I have it at. This is generally used for like the intro and the outro. I put it down here because those are kind of naturally loud. It dampens them a little bit, so it's not completely overpowering. I actually need to move these up, or move this up. So then I take the time, and a lot of times I go through these and I look for videos like, you know, 30 and 17. We'll just cut this sucker out. Split it out. This one I know was a loss. I think I just barely got beat out despite having a good lead. So we'll cut this here. And there's a couple more in here. Oh, that's right. This game ended kind of early. It ended at time instead of kills. I think that was a TDM. And then it looks like we get back into some free-for-alls. Yes, we do. We'll split it up. And another free-for-all. We'll split it up. And these are already split up. So these are only 5 games right here. If you watch any of my YouTube videos for Call of Duty, generally it's 3 games. Just because that gives, you know, yeah, you can do 1 game or something, but then you have 1 game, it's a 5-minute video, it's in, it's out, it's gone, and I have so many videos that I want to go through and render through and yada yada that wasting time sticking with one at a time is going to take forever. I'm already still back in freaking November for videos, which is kind of great right now. But obviously, in the long run, if I take more time, it's going to be that much further back, and it's going to be like, what the hell, man? You're showing videos of games from like 2 years ago. It's, you know, 2019. Hurry the hell up. So I try to keep these kind of coming out super quick. Kind of like a lot of other stuff, you know, games that are losses. Like I think this, no, this one was a loss. I may not use it. Unless there's something really interesting going on, it probably won't even show up. People generally want to watch wins, or they want to watch epic fails. If this is some kind of an epic fail, then I'll come and I'll you know, use this for a video. Otherwise, I may look through it and see if there's any really cool moments, put them at the beginning or the end of the video. You know, beginning before the intro, at the end after the outro, something to help get people interested in watching the whole video, yada yada. So the first thing we end up doing, and I end up doing, is I take the time and I sit here and I watch through every single one of these. As I do these, I'm going to end up just fast forwarding through these. I will watch it and you'll see me kind of watching it, but I'm not going to sit here and commentate over it the whole time. And there's no reason for that. We want to kind of speed this up along so I can show you what my video editing portions of it is. So I'm going to go ahead and watch through these, figure out what I want to use, and then we'll come back. Okay, so in that quick little fast forward there, you saw me kind of go through and watch them a little bit, just to kind of see, you know, relatively how they're playing out. This one I actually cut off the very beginning of it, and I can show this real quick. We'll play this, and you'll see that, you know, a lot of this stuff, especially if it's going to be at the beginning of the video, it has no context to go with. If I even win, this will be 30 and 15. That's just how this is going to go. Okay, well, this one's talking about this video, but I think the next part, it doesn't. And I know that's... I get the amazing game, and then I get about 4 or 5 shit games. So, you know.
Free for all.
So, there it's referencing a game previous to this that doesn't exist. I don't have a recording of it. I don't know if I wasn't recording at the time, or if it ended up being a corrupt video and I've just gotten rid of it, or whatever. But it's referencing something that's happened before that I don't have. So I'm gonna do this the easy way. Normally I would find that perfect spot, which is right there, and it's the perfect spot because you no longer hear my voice, but it still has reference to the next thing. If this was somehow half cut off by my voice or something, then I would find something further down, something that has this nice smooth beginning to it. So then we'll take the time and we'll go and we'll walk through this a bit.
Spawn.
Crap spawn. Hey.
Why could I guess that's why.
And actually, arguably, like, even right here, I can already start off with getting an audio cue in here, because that was legitimately the first kill. Before, when I was doing some of these audio clips, I would wait for a flag to show up at the top and then do an audio clip over that. Go back to pretty much the last half of my Black Ops 2 games, especially with gun game, and you would hear it all the time. You'd hear me, you know, right over the flag. If I got a double kill, I would wait for that flag to show up. Double kill! Throw it out there. Eventually, and it really started with not the beta videos for BO3, but like a couple videos into the regular game, I started changing it up, and I started going to when I actually get the sound, or the kill itself, that references whatever I'm doing. In this case, we're going to throw in, you know, a first blood. So what I'll do is I'll come all the way back to right here. It's the moment of the kill. It's when everything flashes up. And we'll take this and we'll throw in right there, first blood.
I guess that's why.
Now we've got it. Oh no! That's a moment of Gryphon not following through with shooting like he's supposed to.
I did that thing. I stopped shooting.
And then I talk about it in the actual video. Okay.
Dead in the center of the map. 0 fucks given. Quit hiding. Ah. No, it's not that. The game's just, it's back to feeling okay. Shit. That was a dumb move on my part. See, I'm already a death higher than I was before.
It's too bad we don't have whatever the previous game was.
Yeah, already doubled my deaths from last game. I told you, man, I know how my games plays go. It won't happen 2 times in a row.
just because I'm thinking about it, since we talked about it before, I actually now remember exactly what happened. I had a game that was so phenomenal that I actually stopped recording on OBS, restarted recording on OBS with just, this is the start of the re-recording, and the previous version did indeed, it ended up corrupted, which doesn't make sense, is what happened, and I ended up with not apparently whatever the greatest video in the world was. So, wah wah wah, as we say. Let's continue.
Be advised, hostile UAV demo kill. Hostile down.
I know there's a UAV up. I don't give a rat's ass.
Ruin down.
Oh, that's BS. Trying to hide from me.
Ruin KI.
Well, like right there, we've got at least a double kill,
God damn it.
and nothing followed. So, now I'll stop, and I'll come back here. And we'll replay for a
Trying
second.
to hide from me.
Ruin KI.
And there's my second kill. So same thing. We'll come back. And these are previous, forward, yada yada, by frame, as you can tell. We'll come back to this point right here. And again, take our sound effect, throw it right on there. That's what this one's for. So now we can come back, play it again.
Trying to hide from me.
Ruin KI.
And there we go. Until I go through every single video, and I do
damn it.
this all the way through for every single time, and any
3
of the
hours
sound
it took
effects are on.
that.
So I'll go ahead and
Boy.
fast forward from here, and I will finish doing that. And when we get to the end of that, we'll come back.
Really? Oh, yes. Oh, God. Yeah, mommy, dig. Wow. Later, man. Let me go. Yep. Yep. Oh, wow, look at this. Look at you, there you go. As I said, there's no way help. I'm not allowed to have really gameplay. What's up?
I just want to throw out one right here. I ended up with two things. I ended up with a double kill and a headshot.
Ruin wasted.
Right there's the headshot. The way I always end up doing these is headshot is first. We're going to zoom in real quick. And then double kill second. You see how there's this nice blank spot afterward. I try to throw this right in and have it pretty much kick off just instantly. You know, we're going to zoom in a little bit more so I can do this more gently.
Headshot. Double kill.
That way we're not sitting for 3 hours waiting for the sound effects to come through. And everything kind of sounds really nice and clean. So.
Headshot.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck really. Yeah, fuck really. Yeah. Yeah, fuck really. Alright, get out of there finally. Oh. Oh. Yeah, look at the extra. That's all I had for.
Oh, man. Alright, so at this point I've hit the end of the video. Now I'm going to sit here and wait long enough to make sure that the end of the game is referenced, the final score can be seen as well.
Still win.
And any other further banter that I may or may not do, or when I'm with a group of people, anything that we may have together. So right there we've got the score.
If I wasn't here, that probably would have been a really good match. If Gryphon wasn't in there fucking everything up and taking the win, we could have fought it out for a while. What an asshole. What a jerk. What a maroon.
There we go. So, just like that, I ended up hearing just a little bit more. And it's, you know, it's kind of funny, just the way I talk about stuff. And then you always make sure you end up having a little bit extra, or at least I do, because then what'll happen is the next video, if it's not immediately after, which this one isn't in this case, it'll just kind of fade into it and go into the next one. So the next thing we're going to look at here is this is the TDM. Now the first video was a free-for-all, and these two are also free-for-alls. So I could just go out of my way and make a free-for-all video. I know there's an interesting clip in here that involves me getting a GI unit, so I may take that, and instead of showing this whole video, which ends up time limit, which isn't that interesting, I may just find the run up to the GI unit, save that, and make that my intro before this video. And I want to add, I started watching this because I think that's what I want to do instead of showing the whole thing, which probably isn't going to be that interesting. I'm going to take the time and I'm going to watch through this whole video, kind of find that area and then do it. So I just got a headshot there. I'm not going to worry about the audio right now. First, I'm going to figure out if I do or do not want to use this video, how I want to use it, and then I'll worry about whether or not I'm using audio cues. So I kind of hit this point where I kind of like a little bit the way this kind of started off. Don't lay down. This wasn't a bad run. Take it in. Okay. One tag. The only thing that ends up happening is, even though I do get the GI unit, because this ends up being kill confirmed, not TDM like I originally thought it was, he comes out,
Teammates, pick him up.
the GI unit gets a bunch of kills, but I spend basically no time in the action, no time doing anything. So, interesting during the gameplay, and probably for the stream while watching it, not really so much after the fact. And again,
It instantly pisses me.
instantly pisses me off, apparently.
Yeah. Wow. Down, dude.
There's just really not much else that happens in this game.
But it went well.
Victory.
Good score, but nothing exceptional. This was obviously a case where I was trying to get out of there for a minute because we were getting stuck in lobbies. I'm not even going to end up using this. This is just going bye-bye. Nothing there, nothing to see. Nothing to see here. So we'll just end up pulling the other two free-for-alls over, and we'll do the same thing. I'll look for my starting points, my end points, get them cleared up, and then put everything together. We will do this real quick, though. At this time, I'll take a moment, and I'll find a good start spot for this video, somewhere along this timeline. I'll find something that sounds interesting enough, has a little bit of a leeway before it, and then we'll mix them together.
Free for all.
And that's probably my start right there.
Oh shit.
Alright. Well, I know this spawn. Especially since I make that comment. So we'll split here.
Oh shit.
We'll just go ahead and get rid of this starting trim. And yes, I can trim start, trim end. But I like to just do a straight up split and delete, because otherwise I end up hitting the wrong buttons. I'm trying to just naturally train myself to hit those too. So, in case you're wondering. We come over, I put them right next to each other, and then we get a good second. Just so it's out and in. In fact, this is almost too long. It's nothing but me cracking my knuckles. So we'll kill that off, and we'll do it again.
What a maroon.
Free for all.
And now we float into the next video, and it's perfect.
Oh shit. Alright.
So now I'll take the time, I'll finish this video and the other one, and then we'll come back again. Okay, so I've gone through all of them. So I've got basically what is the whole video at this point. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to find a place for my intro. So we'll come back in here.
Black Ops.
Oh, God.
Weapons free.
I guess that's why.
And I'll watch for a second.
Oh no!
Oh no.
And that is as good a spot as any for it to start. So we'll split it right there. If I had any kind of... I can't get them to do it together, so go back to there. I just want these two to go together, but it's not going to happen. It's alright. I'll figure this one out in a second. If I had like banter beforehand or something, like you've seen in a couple of other videos, I'd have something to kind of run up into. This one's going to be straight into the gameplay, so it's better to just, you know, get 1 or 2 kills in, find a spot where I'm an idiot, which that's a perfect one, and then I can just throw my my video right into there. So this is the one that I've got, and we'll do it this way. So I've got it set up. This is actually this video right here, and I'll play it. This is all a pre-rendered setup that I did previously. Taking the time, making sure that things lead up, you know, and the video pops in right as the music gets started. I've got it so it fades out over time. And this is really useful because I can use this as my marker, both as audio and as video, but I can come back and it's like, alright, right there. There's the first frame of the video. This way I have some time, you know, I can make sure that it's always kind of the same amount of time every time for the video. As it fades out, actually no, if it's, oh, didn't even do any of that. That's me hitting buttons. Let's go back here. What I was going to say is, if this were the Mad Max videos, you've seen where the Mad Max, Max himself fades out, the Mad Max stays on the bottom, and then it slowly fades out. At about this point right here in the fade, I would normally take this over and I would just kind of crossfade it. So it would do something like this. Okay, that was awful. Hang on, let's do this better. Let's do this better. This is not obviously what's going to be in the video. There we go. Kind of like that. It's hard to tell. It doesn't really play off well. Anyway, but with these, it fades out, and then with this, we want to come right back in. We'll do that 1 second again, actually, so we will do that. This is coming right back into the same action that I was on before. So now this beginning, instead of it just being me running like it was before...
Oh no!
And actually, this should be down here. And it's, again, it's a very subtle drop. 2.6 decibels. It's not much. But it's subtle enough. It makes it a little more obvious what I'm saying. So there we go. So we've got our intro. And I have to fix the rest of these. Hang on a second. Because what I did by accident is I scooted this over by itself. What I need to do is hit the same button that I hit before, which is the auto ripple. And this time I'll even bring it over. You can be able to see everything comes with it. So the exact same spots that they were in, which is what I wanted for this. Which is why I got to come back over here again. And I got to rewatch this. And figure out.
First blood.
First blood. Okay. So there we go. We're gonna put the first blood back in there. Oh boy. Mistakes were made. Edit. Undo. I need to take the auto ripple off. That's why that auto ripple is dangerous. You use it at the wrong times. You see it right there, man. It messes everything up. Okay, now we're good to go. First blood. Okay, so we've got all that. We've got the regular audio clips. The next thing that I'm going to throw in here real quick is I will throw in the finale, which I have to go get another piece of music for. So we'll go back to audio. Down here I've got this one that's called The Hero Returns. It's what it's turned into my regular ending audio. I had a previous song that I used for about a year before. I ended up liking this one because it's good rock and roll. And it's just kind of got a better sound to end with. So the next thing we do is I bring this over and I zoom in real close. Right there is the drum beat. Dung dung pa! And at the pa, it comes over and it goes to my outro. Then I come down here. And there's like I think three or four beats. And that's all I want. I split that out. I delete the rest. I tone this down to about like that, and then I stretch this all the way out so it fits the whole period of time. Now my next project is I got to bring in a previous video. So we'll go back to renders. I've got that one right there. It was a Mad Max video. We'll bring this in, and we'll drop it right here. I got to give it a second. Here's the building peaks that I was talking about before, that this video didn't do, but videos normally will when you drop them in. It's got to build all the peaks, the audio peaks, so you can see a visual representation of what you're looking at. And we'll let this do this real quick. Okay, so now that I've got the video all peak built, I suppose, we'll come in and we'll take a moment and we'll play through some stuff. And I don't want to drive too. And what I generally look for is something interesting again. And it's got to be just a short little clip.
What's he doing? He's a madman!
Because it's got to fit in there.
Man. I really am trying to blow it up, though. So that's going to be some parts. Alright. It ain't much, but it's some parts.
So we'll take that. That seems like a good spot. We'll edit this out. We'll trim it all down. We'll drag this over. I go to the end of the video, and then I can just drag this over. So now you can see it's behind it. Next thing I got to do is I got to bring up video events. It actually goes on my second monitor. I'm gonna mess everything up. Here's the video events, and I'll show you what I do real quick. We'll actually narrow this up if I can. It's wanting to click in this to place, so we'll zoom out real quick just so you can kind of see the frame. All right, so I got this narrowed down so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. The width, the height, and the X center. Actually, it's the way I edit this is because it naturally does the lock aspect. It's actually the height, the X center, and the Y center are all I have to fix for this video. Considering what kind of video, whether I'm doing 1080p or 720p, I've got two different number sets that I have to use. And I never remember which one is which. I should really write it down, but again, Gryphon is a jackass, so he kind of does this stuff on the fly. I have it written down what my numbers are, I just don't have it written down for whether it's 720, 1080. But I think it should be 2800, 2175, and -60. I called it right on the first one. That's exactly the marks that I need so that it is within this frame, this alpha frame that has, you know, nothing behind it. Just you can see right through it. This makes it so, you know, again, I have to change these every single time. Makes it fit into the video. That's how it gets there. It's not some other kind of overlay. It's actually almost an underlay. This is the overlay. And then the other thing that I do is I come in here and I take the volume, hit OK, and I'll bring this over so you can see this too. I usually drop this about 5, and then I play this real quick. Because the idea is...
What's he doing? He's a madman! A madman!
The music should be loud, and you should be able to hear what's going on, but not necessarily perfectly. your interest is not sitting here watching this last video portion. This should just pique enough interest for you to click on it and go to the actual video. Well, you'll find out what the hell is going on in this tiny little clip. And I try to find interesting clips that way always. So it's like, all right, you know, this is a fun little tidbit that's going on in this previous video. Go check out the previous video if you want to see what's actually happening and all this stuff. And then I have what ends up being the end of a video.
Those shit spawns. You never stood a chance.
What's he doing? He's a madman! A madman! I really am trying to blow it up now. That's gonna be some parts. Alright. Ain't much, but it's some parts. And you can see that, you know, it's a good 30 seconds of extra clip. It gives you a chance to see it. When I have something that comes after it, these videos will also fade out about at the same time as this. The audio will, this will. Actually, sometimes I think I might even extend it. And then I'll give it 3 or 4 seconds, and then the next clip will come in. So there's, you know, a little blank spot. A little, if you're adult, you'll leave already and you'll miss out the good stuff. And if you're paying attention, you'll stick around, you'll watch the extra tidbit at the end. And it's, you know, again, it's one of those that kind of give a reason for people to want to stick and stay and watch the end of the video and maybe go through the outro. Now I've kind of coaxed you in that you're gonna, you know, see this and maybe you'll click on the previous video. You might stick and stay after. Yes, I'm trying to do entertainment, but yes, I'm also trying to get you to watch my other videos. And that's why I finally understood what the purpose of the outros were, and it took me a while to really kind of clue in more. You know, you watched other people do videos of it, and you saw the outros, and you went, all right, you know, yeah, click my video, blah, 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 we get it, yada, yada. But it's a good way to get people to your previous video, have something that says, hey, here's the end of the video, and then if you're crafty with it, go, hey, just because you think it's the end of the video doesn't mean it is. And you might be missing out on the best part of this whole video because you've decided to leave early. So, you know, different incentive things here. Who knows how much anybody pays attention to mine, but there are other people out there that do this same kind of thing. And some really popular video makers do kind of similar stuff to that. So, anyway, all right. So that's the outro. That's the intro. The only thing that's missing from the intro, obviously, is a name. I'll figure that out in a minute. But the other thing that is missing is music. A lot of these, especially when it's me only, I like to have music underneath because, let's face it, this is good for streams, but this is really quiet for YouTube. Wow. There wasn't much that went on right there. There's a lot of running around and shooting down a UAV. All right, let's, you know, make something that's audibly more pleasant than that. So this is where I go when I find some music. And I'm just going to import a couple random ones. I go back to my audio dump. And royalty-free music. I got a bunch of these that I found both on YouTube and some other places that give you some royalty-free. These are ones that I'm allowed to use, unless it's like this one, which is my theme song, but it's not good for this kind of thing. Some of these are stuff that I used previously, like this is the whole soundtrack, but I actually probably only used it for like the intro to the Black Ops 2 videos, so I can make a render, yada yada. But, so what we'll do then is we'll come up and we'll find a couple ones. And I always try to mix it up a little bit because I don't want the same things up too often. So let's see what this one is. Alright, so that one's not bad. Let's see what Last Master is. Nope. Okay, Last Master is the... this is the video, or this is the audio that I play when things go really, really bad. Look at my Black Ops 2, the last gun game video, the very last match, you'll hear me use this song for exactly that reason. Everything goes to shit. That's the song. It's just perfect for it. So no, we'll find something else. Let's see what this one is. Alright, so that one's not bad. So we're Dragonfire, Shocking Experience, and let's see, Flash of Green. That's a little too much like the first one. There we go. Pumped Up Breakfast, Dragon, and Shocking. So we'll pull these guys in. Sometimes, you know, considering how the game's played, I might look for a specific song. In this case, I just want to use music in general. I don't really care who gets what. As you can tell, none of these songs fill out the whole time. It doesn't work that way. So what I have to do then, let's go ahead and get down here. I gotta make one more audio track. This audio track, that's not an audio track. Let's go ahead and delete that. Try this again. This audio track is going to be the one that's meant for the music, because music ends up a hell of a lot louder, and we don't want that. We don't want loud music. We want background music. So we're probably going to drop this down to, like, I think 25 is what I normally do. Let's see. Nope, that's too quiet.
Dead in the center of the map. 0 fucks
18.
given.
18 is not bad. Alright, so now we'll find a good start spot. This one I could probably start right from the beginning.
I did that thing. I stopped shooting.
Now, again, this video or this audio is not going to last the whole time. So we repaste it, and this is a really simple thing that I do, and I try to make it so it's not always obvious. In fact, we'll do this. We'll kind of kick it back here. And we'll see what this sounds like real quick.
Yeah, come on, leave me be. No! Oh, God. Man, I thought you left like an hour ago.
And then I guess from right here I can probably do this. Let's see what this sounds like. Well, okay, obviously that sounded horrible. Hang on.
Yep.
Somewhere.
Yep. Man, I thought you left like an hour ago.
So what should happen here, and you can see what I'm doing, obviously, is I'm remixing it into itself.
Wow. Later, Infiltrator. Have a good night, man. I thought you left like an hour ago.
Now, obviously because it's in the video, you're going to pay closer attention to the fact that, oh, well, obviously that sounds really weird. But if you listen to a lot of my other videos, you don't really notice it because it's not what you're paying attention to. Again, it's just background music. It's not the forefront. We're not listening to, you know, the Judas Priest one that I made the previous time. That was a super loud music situation. This is just background. So that's all we care about. Now, the other thing I might do, or not might do, the other thing that I do is I come down here, and we're going to find the end of the game here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Only the strongest survive.
And because that's the end, what we want to do then is we want to kick this to right here. So we'll take this back. So what we end up with is...
I thought you left like an hour ago. Wow. Later, Infiltrator. Have a good night, man. I thought you left like an hour ago.
Yep. And then
Only the strongest survive.
Yeah, that was a 15 extra deaths over what I had before.
So music goes away, the game is over, and now we just move into regular audio. And then we'll do a similar thing over here. This one will actually be better because I don't have the intro as part of it. Normally with these matches, I let it go into it a little bit and I find a good starting spot, which is probably going to be right there. And let's just double check real quick. We'll get to the start.
Break their will to resist.
I got the fuck out of Dodge.
And I do try to let the previous music go away first. Bullshit, but whatever. Actually, that's an even better spot. So we'll let the music start right there. So the way that ends up sounding is... Oh. And I may even end up moving this in a second here. Bullshit, but whatever. No, that's a good spot. Now, again, we have to stretch this out
Ruin wasted.
for an extended time.
Oh shit!
EKI.
I'm gonna try something here. I don't know why I did that. I think this is Pumped Up Breakfast, if I remember right. It is. We'll flow this one into this one. Where is the end of this game? There you go.
Clear the infinity. Go.
Right there is the end. So we'll make it that.
This is the future of our conflict.
Okay.
Like it.
And then we'll do this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come back, come back, come back. I want to actually extend this out, just to see.
EKI.
Oh shit! I mean, that sucks that those like 8 hit markers that should have killed didn't.
If I do it right here.
EKI.
Oh.
EKI.
See, now it kind of seems like it just falls into that beat again.
Oh,
And the other
shit.
part is I try to keep the rhythm. Like, the first one didn't sound quite so good,
I mean,
but I
that
try to
sucks
keep
that
the
those, like,
rhythm
8
going.
hit markers that
So
should
it's
have
not
killed
this sudden
didn't.
weird offbeat, you know, it's just...
UAV destroyed.
EKI.
We're still on time through the whole thing.
Oh shit!
So then
I mean,
that one's got
those, like,
music, and we
8
go into the next one. We do the same thing. This is going to stop right here, because I accidentally did that, which now it's only referencing that. Once I click off of it, it's fine. But if I do this and I hit play, it's only going to play that little part. So that's what you saw right there. But anyway, so now we're going to let this play.
Spectre down.
I had bad aim, he had worse aim.
And we could probably start it right there.
Works out for me.
Hostile down.
Actually, that one, I want to get it right where the kill is on this one. Like that. So we'll come in and we'll put this right here.
I had bad aim, he had worse aim. Works out for me.
Kind of works with my audio and what ends up happening here, too.
Hostile down.
God damn it, leave me alone!
And again,
Spectre defeated.
we copy this
God
beast.
damn it, leave me alone!
We paste this beast.
He should have never been able to kill me.
We listen to me rant.
Good job. Origin story.
And right there is the end.
Only the strongest survive. Only the strongest survive.
Actually, I think I want it to do that right let's do this. Same thing, kind of an audio cue. It seems like it drops out right there.
Only the strongest survive. Only the strongest survive.
And it's that perfect timing. The other thing that's nice about this song is a lot of it is very
like
similar
that
to itself.
Hostile UAV incoming. Hostile UAV incoming.
Let me guess. I can do the same thing.
Just like
right
that.
here.
So it ends up really clean.
No, not like that one.
I'm going to drop the sound a little bit more. I think 21's actually going to be closer to what I wanted.
Infantry down.
See, now it's a little bit further in the background. These transitions aren't going to make much noise, and it's going to come out a lot cleaner. So the last thing I have to do is make a title for it.
Higher than I was before.
And then the question becomes, what do I want to name it?
Yep, or don't like us, like, it won't happen. Oh. Yep. Yeah, fuck me, like. Oh, okay. Shit. Ah, these are fucked up drawings.
So the name that I'm going to end up giving it kind of references two different video portions. One's in the first clip, the other's in the last clip. The first clip, there's a spot where I end up dodging 3 melees. This one has a spot where there's a guy that keeps spawning, and I'm able to go back and forth a couple of times and get him every time. Honestly, a title really only ever has to reference a small part of it if there's not this overarching, obvious thing that's going on to the whole stuff. Like the LD5000 video was all about us being idiots and talking about Limp Dick 5000, which was hilarious at the time, and that's why that video came to be. As a matter of fact, it took an entire section of audio from like an hour after the start of those first 3 games and put it at the beginning because or actually at the end, because it fit that video so well. In this case, this one's going to end up getting named F Your Spawns. So there's the name. I have a normal text that I usually use for this one, which is that one. You see this a lot of times. I can take this and hopefully I normally remember to take this and move it down. Every now and again you'll see the text right here. I actually try to have it on the bottom so the BO3 dude is more obvious. The size of that actually works out just fine for this particular case. So the only other thing I have to do on this one, and these are very simple, I make a 7, I take this up to HSV just so I can get to the grays, and I gray it out. This is, you know, every video for the most part ends up being like this one with the text. The only time you ever see something different with the Call of Duty ones is I have rust colored text every now and again, and there's actually a mentality behind that. If it's white and gray, it means the games are going to be basically all wins or mostly wins or whatever. If they're rust colored, that means these are about to be a bunch of losses that are somehow hilarious. There's actually a true reason behind the text. I don't know if anybody's ever cued into it, nor am I really worried about it. I do it for my own personal amusement, so that's what really matters. Anyway, so we extend this out, we make sure it's going the whole way, and then the other thing that I have to do is obviously he starts to darken out, which is right about there. I can go a little bit before it, and I do the same thing. I do the fade out, and now text and the thing fade out at the same time. This is arguably probably not the correct way to do this, because if you really watch, and I'll just kind of go through this right here, you can see that it's a double fade. This is faded, and it's kind of see-through. There is probably a correct transition that I should use instead of doing this. This is just how I do it. Sometime in the future, if I learn how to do it the right way and get myself to train to do it, this will probably even end up being something that clears up. And obviously you can tell I'm referencing it because I recognize the fact that it's not really correct. It's also something that probably nobody really notices, except now, because I'm talking about it. Because it goes away and it comes in. People that do a bunch of video editing probably would notice it and point it out, but, you know, regular people that are just watching for entertainment, probably not something they're concerned about. That doesn't mean that I want to just sit on that and never move forward and make it better. Eventually, I want to see if I can figure out how to not do that, what is honestly wrong, and that's just one of those points where I have to get better. There's probably a number of other things in here that I could do better. These are just how I do them. So, the only thing that ends up being left is doing a good watch through of all of this. I'm pretty happy with the way this is, but I will end up doing that anyway after I get done with this video right here where we're talking. The last thing that I would normally do is I would select everything just like that, and sometimes I like to check the end just to make sure that's selecting it. This is my region. We go up to render as. We would name it something. In this case it would be F your spawns BO3. That's BO3. That's what I would render it as for the name. This is the time that I do it correctly because it makes it easier for me when I'm putting this up on YouTube, that I can just rename it for YouTube because I've already basically got what this is inside of it. If you ever look at my info on the bottom, the funny thing is even though I have that up there, I still often end up going back and watching the video at the time that I upload it to see if there's anything specific I want to take out of that video and put into the description. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, you know. But the Mad Max especially, all of those I watched through and I find 3 good points about the video and I throw it into the description just for the hell of it. Nobody really reads descriptions that I'm aware of, but I do it anyway because it's a good thing to do. In this case, it is a 30 frame per second 720. I only got a constant right here, but I'm actually going to recreate another one like this one, and I'll customize this real quick just so you can see. 720, main profile. You don't have to do high, you don't have to do baseline, just do your main. I am going to get one that is dropped down to the normal 30 frame. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right here. And we're actually going to save this as we're speaking. Non-progressive, just like I do with the main template. Variable bit rate, I've done constant and I've done variable, and variable seems like it comes through a little bit cleaner. So I started going back to doing variable a lot of times. Number of reference frames, only 1. This is basically just something that I kind of came up with after watching a bunch of videos from other people on YouTube. A lot of them seem to reference that doing it with 1 seemed to be better, and I also noticed that it seemed to be cleaner. Again, these videos don't come out very clean because they're recorded off of my old Hapog. As a matter of fact, I'm honestly thinking about doing a video after this video editing one that's going to be a couple of videos that I got last night that's with my Elgato, and is some super clean looking video, and I want to use that instead and see how it comes out. And I think everybody's going to really take notice that, oh, you know, yes, obviously the older device was worse for the recording of the video. That's why everything rendered looks like crap. The new one on the Elgato, because it's, you know, a built-in, I didn't have to do all kinds of weird stuff to get the video to get recorded. It should come along a lot cleaner. So we'll see if I do that. Nevertheless, hope you learned a little bit of something. I know I'm not very good at explaining what the heck I'm doing. It's hard to think about doing it and do it at the same time, but hopefully you learned a little bit about kind of the way I do stuff and can compare it to my older video. I'm not as rusty and I'm a little bit faster. And in fact, if I'm not doing it like this when I'm recording, I'm even faster than that. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace! Tell me I was the same person 3 times in a row. Ah, these are fucked up spawns.